I'm getting heated just talking about it. Let's move on.
Take a second.
About to fight someone. What's wrong? I can't crochet.
Hey, you're listening to Babes and Bad Decisions podcast. We're babes, we make bad decisions, and we're here to tell you about them. My name's Elena.
I'm Charlotte.
And I'm Emily. We can't.
I hate you guys
we
so
haven't
much.
done this in so long.
It's been a minute.
Yeah.
It's been like 2 weeks.
Elena was on
Feels like
vacation,
years ago.
and then I was on vacation, and
We
now
took a
we're
little
back.
hiatus.
Yeah. Well, not to you guys, but to us.
Right.
I was on vacation too.
Yeah.
No one cares.
All right, what the fuck are we talking about?
All right. Welcome back to Babes and Bad Decisions, the smooth sounds of us not making any goddamn sense. This
These
week,
groovy tunes
Accurate.
we like to call sex, masturbation, and no, not
well,
love.
I mean,
Oh,
it's kind of
never
related
love.
to this. So we're talking about quarantine and the mental health or lack thereof that goes along with it.
the rest of the mental health that you have.
The very little
Small,
that's hanging on by a thread.
Threat.
All
That's
right.
called Rona.
fleeting amount.
Everyone find a therapist. All right. So quarantine.
Pay your therapists.
Tip number 1,
Tip your
Tip your
therapist.
therapist.
if you know what I mean.
No, that is unethical. Do not dick your therapist down. So, how's your quarantine been? First question.
I mean, I feel like I've had it better than some people, but it hasn't been fantastic.
Bro, I've lost my fucking mind.
Look, a bird.
I've never seen those before.
Exhibit A. That's how our quarantine is going.
I know Charlotte's actually had to be like home.
Yeah, she was literally never home before. She would leave at like 7 a.m. and then she would return at like 10 p.m. every day.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's disgusting.
And now I'm home.
Now she's home all the
I
time.
don't know like how to live.
You're
I've
like, what is
just
this
forgotten
place?
all-
These four walls are closing in.
How was your quarantine going, Emily?
Well, it started with me being laid off. So
Fantastic.
that wasn't great. And then I immediately went to Florida for my sister's birthday, which was great.
Mm-hmm.
And then I came back and I spent so many weeks just me and my roommate in our apartment. And I love her to death, but I was like, we missed our friends so much.
Yeah.
We're like, do you guys look the same?
How have you
I
aged?
can't remember the faces.
Yo, you
Um,
never know. They could come back with a quarantine beard. I don't know what those are, but that's a thing.
It's happening to people.
It is happening. You know, it's when people stop shaving.
Ugh.
I had a quarantine beard all on my legs, you know?
Oh, I feel that.
All on my legs.
Well, that's not necessarily true because I had a quarantine buddy, so I shaved like every couple days. We'll get into that later.
Hey.
Yeah, so what was the hardest part of your quarantine experience?
The question was the worst part of quarantine?
Yeah. Or the hardest
Honestly, school closing, and then I was supposed to get this like really good job, and then that got pushed off, and then because I left for spring break, I couldn't go back to the job I had. So like it honestly just felt like my world was just falling apart.
part? Yeah. Well, because you guys left for spring break and then never came back, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. Well, no, I left for spring break, and because I left the state of Florida, I couldn't come back and work.
I meant
But like the school in general.
Oh, yeah. School shut down. They were like,
right after
"Yeet."
spring break.
Yeah, they were like,
Right
we'll see
before.
you in 2 weeks. And then they were like,
No, I
just
think it was
kidding.
during spring break, they
Right.
released a statement.
Yeah. It was unfortunate timing.
Yeah.
It's not the best.
I would say my top, like, most difficult thing would be, like, a routine. And I, even in normal life before quarantine, like, I have always kind of struggled with holding myself accountable to, like, having a routine. So I feel like this has not helped.
Yeah.
Especially in the very beginning when I didn't really have anything to do. And then school now has definitely been more challenging, being so remote with it all, in terms of like setting a routine for yourself.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. Even before quarantine, I remember taking a lot of online classes, and
Mhm.
that was super hard to set a routine
Yeah.
to get anything done because I would
Yeah.
I have time. It's just on my computer. It doesn't matter.
Right.
Nope.
And
wrong.
like I've always hated online classes. And before, like the semester before it all happened, like my whole routine was always based around going onto campus. So like I would go on campus for my classes, do my classes, and then I would stay on campus until I had all my work done. And now I don't leave the house, which makes me not want to do work.
Yeah. The hardest part for me was losing my job and then losing any semblance of a routine that I would have had.
Right.
And then I fell into kind of a little depressive episode.
Yeah.
Because I didn't have a purpose, and it's not like I could go and search for a new job. No one was hiring. My whole industry shut down, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
So it was super weird for me. And then to be cut off from my only support system up here. I didn't see my cousins, my aunt and uncle that live up here. I couldn't see any of my friends. I had Emily, but she was working, you know, all day. I've basically become a housewife.
Yep.
She works, and I'm like, honey, would you like some lunch? Would you like
No,
to
I
go on a
get
walk
that.
with me and the dog? Like,
I'm going to vacuum the house now.
Really? No, I'd
But
have to schedule my vacuuming around her meetings.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
But I totally get that, because when quarantine hit, it reminded me of everything I push off in my normal schedule, because I'm always doing so much. So I don't remember what's actually on my mind and what's bothering me. And then when I didn't have any distractions, I totally feel like the depressive episode, or just like getting depressed again, because everything was flowing back and I had all this time to think about it.
Yeah. Yeah, Char pushes away her issues by being busy.
Correct.
It's my turtle
Not
shell.
dealing with that.
Her backpack.
Did you guys have any weird quarantine activities? Anything you picked up during quarantine?
Coloring,
I love it.
High.
painting high.
Mm-hmm.
I tried
sounds
to pick up
amazing.
crocheting.
For real?
And it
With
did not
needles
go
or with
well.
your fingers?
With needles.
She tried to pick it up.
I really tried. I went to Michael's and I bought 2 things of yarn and some crochet needles, 2 sizes.
Wow.
And then I came home and I was watching YouTube videos and I could get the first row going,
Mhm.
but then to get the second row, which apparently is like the hardest part, and then from there it's easy, I could not get it. And I was doing more research and I think I just got the wrong kinds of yarn, because I got like...
Yeah, that's it. The yarn.
Well, I got
The
one of them is
yarn.
really thin
Mm-hmm.
and it's light colored, and then the other one is like a weird velvety material, and so it's really hard to differentiate the loops with the types of yarn that I got. Anyhow, it didn't go well, but I tried.
And then she asked me to show her how to knit.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, Charlotte,
still
can you
do that.
please show me what
Actually,
to do?
I haven't knit in a while. My Nana taught me when I was little, and it's very soothing when you get the hang of it.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe I'll pick up knitting again.
That's what I was going for, but it ended up not being soothing because I was
Just
just sitting in my
frustrated?
bed so mad. I was doing it like 20 times and I could not fucking get it. I'm getting
Who knew?
heated just talking about it. Let's move on.
Bull-
Take a
Hair
second.
back.
Take a second.
Fight someone. What's wrong? I can't crochet. I definitely got into a lot of new music for sure with all of this time, because I just hate sitting in silence. I cannot do it. I need someone talking to me, or I need something playing in the background. Got to know a lot of music. I got to know a lot of Netflix. That's for sure.
You were binging a lot of shows.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And then I started journaling a lot more.
Which is
So, because I had to put all those fucking problems somewhere, let me tell you that.
Yeah.
Mood, honestly. I don't think I picked up anything new. I was doing some creative stuff, but that came later in quarantine just because of depression.
Yeah.
So, but actually, you know what we did start during quarantine? This podcast.
Hey.
We revived it, which has
That's
been
so
kind
true.
of my lifeline in all of this, because I still feel
That voice wave is her lifeline. So it's like dead for a while, and then boom. Watch it explode.
oh good, lovely metaphor.
There
I
it
loved
goes.
it.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh, another one. TikTok.
Yeah.
I've been on TikTok for a while, but I'm glad
It
I
took us
reeled you
so-
both in.
It took us so long. Well, I don't think you... Did you get me into it?
I don't
think
know,
you
but
got me
I
into it.
definitely.
But we definitely
You
got
got me into
Charlotte.
it.
Yes.
We were
We
both
bullied her
on
into
TikTok,
getting onto
sending each
TikTok.
other TikToks every day,
Mhm.
and I kept telling Charlotte, "Oh, this one TikTok," and I would reference it, and I'd be like, "Charlotte, you need to get one because I know you would love it." And she's like, "I hate TikTok."
I know.
I now
God.
love.
And now she has it. And she
TikTok.
loves
Yeah,
it.
and I would try to
Bruh.
send it to the group. I'd send it in our text group, and Elena would be
Mhm.
like, "Don't show her. She doesn't have a. She can't know until she has a TikTok."
Because I was like,
"You're
she
right."
doesn't deserve to see them until she gets one.
I'm one of those people though, and it reminds me when Vine was a thing, that sits and watches one Vine go for God knows how long because I just need to see it over and over. Like the singing
They
TikTok.
were only 6 seconds. Mine was how many
Fucking
times?
sociopath.
do you have to
That's why all those
watch it?
Viners got famous. Me, bitch. It was my 1,000 watches. That's
Yeah.
for sure.
Oh my gosh.
No, but the singing TikToks, bruh. Ugh.
What did you guys miss most during quarantine?
Sex.
Sex. Not me.
No, wait. I did get sex. It was shitty though.
I was
Yeah.
gonna say.
You got 2 pump chump
Shitty
and
sex.
catchphrase.
Yep. Yup.
Probably acapellas.
I'd say the same thing. Because I had to do some recording singing videos during this, and that was rough.
Yeah.
Because I have not sung in a while.
Yeah.
So my voice was like, let me just fucking cough up all that nicotine. Fucking laying on it.
Yeah, Char got a nicotine addiction during quarantine because you can't smoke
I
weed.
definitely did. Correct. Yep.
Yeah, probably acapellas. Shout out.
Cool. Good answer.
Love you, gals.
Hey, that's me.
Follow them on TikTok.
There you go.
Yeah, follow them over me.
Ugh.
You'll see a lot better videos on there.
It's true.
Yeah,
How about you, Ann?
I just missed my friends.
Yeah.
I was like, I can't do anything. I can't go out. I didn't really get food unless it was, the Starbucks drive-through
Yep.
and McDonald's for certain late night trips with Emily.
Yeah.
And because we have a good sized group, and then because of quarantine, actually, the guys in our group had to move back to Wisconsin, and then right before everything or kind of in the middle of everything, another one of our group moved a couple hours away because she's going to PA school. So we lost 2 people out of 8, and then I couldn't say bye to them, like.
That's sad.
Yeah. And we had Zoom calls, which was nice, but I just kept saying, I want to hold you. I need to hold you again.
I feel that a lot because I think quarantine also showed me how much I genuinely miss my family but don't admit it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Because I haven't seen them. It's now July. I have not seen them since December.
Yeah.
So that opened up my eye to be like, wow, you actually
You like them.
no.
Yeah. No, I get that. Going home because I lost my job, quarantine, like all of that, and I came home a couple weeks after, and my mom was like, I don't care if I'm not supposed to touch you, and just gave me the biggest bear hug, and
Aw.
I needed that.
That's cute.
But funny, so I just got back from Florida again for a family thing, and as my mom dropped me off at the airport, she started crying. She didn't cry the whole trip, and she starts crying as she's hugging me and saying goodbye, and she just goes, "Get your life together, okay?" I was like, "Okay,
Not
Mom."
like I love you.
Such inspirational words.
And then I got back here, and I applied for a job already.
There you go.
So
Mom's crying actually works.
I know.
It's good motivation.
It always gets me. God, I can't.
We
She
don't
can't
wanna see you
cry.
cry.
No, it does.
hurts too bad. All right, time to get philosophical. What is something that you learned during quarantine? What wisdom have you gained? What knowledge have you acquired?
What would Svad do?
Svod. What do you call this? Svod. Svod.
Sven.
Sven, what does he say? You say it all the time, and I
That's
fucking
not Sven.
Sven
No,
is
not
the
Sven,
reindeer.
but-
He doesn't say anything.
Yoo-hoo. Yoo-hoo.
Picks him a blowout.
Picks him a blowout. Wisdom, huh?
quotes frozen. Wisdom, you say.
There's just too much to sort from.
Let me think deeply about Svad for a minute.
I can start.
Please do.
Please do.
I think I had to take a big old look at my life and what I wanted and why I moved and if I was going to stay in Nashville and all of these things.
Yeah.
And I really learned about myself that, you know, I didn't want to get lost in the industry I was in before. I actually want to pursue music and be in this industry. So I had to reevaluate the next steps I was taking with my life, which was terrifying and led to a few breakdowns, but you know, here we are.
But good.
We're here
good.
to
It
tell
was
the tale.
necessary.
Yeah. I don't think I've had any big breakthroughs like that.
We're breaking three. So
We're breaking three, guys.
I got a good one. You know what I learned in quarantine? I actually learned this today.
Oh, good.
When a telemarketer calls you, you have to do this, like, I don't even know what kind of
Just do
accent.
that. It sounded Norwegian.
Like, hello?
Hello? And then she says, hi, ma'am, how are you today? I'm doing great. How are you? And they hang up. I swear to God,
There's a
they
big
hang up.
pause.
Yeah, there was like a pause of silence, and then the phone just cuts out.
What do I do with this?
She's like, I don't get paid enough for this shit. Hangs up.
Hello, ma'am. How are you doing today? What are we talking about today? Car insurance or house insurance?
Or a
Oh my
visa?
goodness. What if I wisdom? That's what we were on.
Yes.
Wisdom.
Hey, empty and I like it that way.
Honestly, I learned in quarantine, getting back to serious note, is that there really are no deadlines in life. Because I had this whole thing where I had set dates in my mind that I was going to start this job on this date, and then I was going to put my resignation at my other job in on this date, and then the world exploded, and I was like, well, fuck, now what? But I still have a job. I still am getting another job. School's going well. Like, nothing really, like, blew up.
Yeah.
Like, yes, the world is going crazy right now, but in
You're
my
doing
personal
okay.
life, we're, like, here to tell the tale. We've got income. We're doing good. So, honestly, thankful for that. That's what I learned. Be thankful, man, because some people, whew,
Yeah.
it's not looking good for them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's a good point. I've definitely become a little bit more grateful, I guess, as you were saying. One of the ways that I've kept myself from going absolutely insane is trying to remind myself how lucky I am to have the things that I do. Like to have my best friend right across the hall and to have my boyfriend around and to still be in school and to still have work and to, you know what I mean, just all of these different things. So that's been good. And then kind of going back to what I said earlier, I think I've gotten a lot better about balance and just being forced to kind of be the only person who can make that happen for myself.
Yeah.
I think
Wow.
I've also talked to my friends and family a lot more, just because you have no idea what's going to happen the next day.
Yeah.
So, like, my mom had COVID, and I couldn't be there with her, so that was just a wake-up call that, like, no, this is real. Like, this is happening. My family member and probably my dad got it too.
Yeah.
Like, it hits different, and it sucks when you can't be there for them. That's why you just, like, have to make the most out of every call. Honestly, I think I took advantage of that before
Yeah.
Corona.
Yeah. And I think, like I said before, starting the podcast again has been kind of a
Yes.
lifeline for me
Yes.
because you guys have been around for a while.
Yeah.
You guys
We're
are
still here.
yeah, still here.
We're still kicking.
Not only is it super nice to have this set time to talk every week, the three of us, but it's also nice for me, at least, to have something else to do.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no,
Yeah.
definitely. Because I felt so productive with all of the stuff for the podcast. I felt, you know, once I wasn't really sure what I was going to do, like I didn't really feel like I had a purpose. And then we started doing this and I had a job, I had tasks, I had things I needed to get done every week. I had deadlines and,
Right.
you know, exciting creative stuff I could do. So
Yeah.
I think I would have gone definitely more stir crazy had we not gotten back
I
into
couldn't
this.
imagine being alone during this, like, without you.
I
in the
know.
house.
And that's
I
what I'm
couldn't.
saying. I it's definitely been hard, but I know that I've had it much better
Oh, yeah.
than some people in a lot of ways, but that way specifically, I cannot imagine being by yourself the entire time.
Oh, yeah. Well, moving on from this heavy but necessary subject,
Yes.
we're going to talk about how like love has changed in this quarantine environment. So, you know,
What
but
is that?
quarantine buddies and, you know, dating apps and all of that. Luckily, I went on a date with my quarantine buddy right before all of this started. So we'd already been seeing each other.
Nice.
So I got an in. And I only saw like 2 people for all of quarantine, and it was my roommate and my quarantine buddy.
That's all you really need.
Yeah, truly.
Who else?
That's all I saw.
Who else?
Yeah, so do you feel like your use of dating apps spiked during this time?
Charlotte?
Yes, indeedy. Yes, indeedy.
Oh, yeah.
But I didn't actually go out and see a lot of people.
Yeah.
I think I used it just as a distraction.
Oh,
to
yeah.
get away from like what was happening.
Yeah.
Because like, I would say if you actually go out and see everyone you're talking to, you're asking for COVID, man. You're asking for it. No, but I've definitely used it more as a distraction. 100%.
Yeah. I don't have any dating apps because I am in a relationship. But I'm sure if I was single, it would have spiked.
It would be the most used app in my iPhone.
Yeah, my dating app usage went up, but there was so much less pressure because I was like, I'm not going to meet up with you.
Yep.
And I have a good reason not to. So I can just talk and get bored and leave it at that because I never met you in person.
Or say the shit you've always wanted to say.
Exactly.
That's what I did last night. 100%. I said shit that I don't think I'd ever say if I knew that I'd probably have to like meet up with this person the next
What
day
did you
or two.
say?
I just like asked him 20 questions. Like I literally was like, what was the worst thing you said to a girl? Like what was the biggest mistake you've made in bed? Like
How
just
big
like
is your
asked
dick?
him like, and we
Those
just,
are great questions
They
to ask
are.
someone you're going to meet up with.
Yeah, that is
Really?
true.
Yeah.
I don't want to know that stuff.
No, you should.
Why? That's important.
It lets you know good things.
Yeah. Speaking of 20 questions, so Emily and I got really close to our friend Howie when we could start seeing people again, even in, small group settings.
Yeah.
And he hung out until like 4 a.m. so many times. And we just would throw this foam football. And we would just throw it to each other, and whoever dropped it, we got to ask them a question. We got to ask them truth or dare. And a lot of times it was truth, but a couple of times it was dare. And, I made Emily take a shot of Jack out of a sweet potato and all,
I remember that video.
other fun things. But the truth, it was nice because I'm a very open person, but I didn't know exactly how open, the other two were going to be right off the bat. And so it was super nice because we all got really open really quickly, and we got super close. And that wouldn't have happened had we all been working, normal hours, or had the world been going back to normal.
That's cute.
Yeah. And so now we're moving into, quarantine as it relates to mental health and just mental health in general. Do you feel like your mental health deteriorated or changed during quarantine?
Yes.
Care to elaborate?
Do you think?
Oh yeah. But I had things impacting it, I think.
Emily?
Mine's kind of come in waves because, at the beginning I was at a low, and then later I was at a high, and but it's definitely changed. Not only deteriorated, but changed how I've been.
Yeah.
Yeah. You want to elaborate, Elena?
Sure. I think I have noticed I have been a lot more anxious just in general. Just all the time.
Mood.
And half the time, there's not even one specific thing. Because I think before all of this happened, yes, I was an anxious person, but I would always have a thing that I was anxious about at that moment. And I feel like since this has all happened, and even other things that are happening in the world, I'm just anxious, and I'm like, I don't know why I'm anxious. I'm just really anxious. And it's hard because I feel like it's harder to solve, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's no immediate solution.
Right. There's not something that I can kind of mull over in my mind or talk myself down about or do whatever. It's kind of just the state of the world is stressing me out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, 100%.
And I think I have also had some depressive episodes where I just won't shower for 2 days. I won't get out of bed.
Yeah.
I will strictly order food to my house because I'm too lazy to make it for myself.
Yeah.
These are good things, though.
No.
I mean,
not always.
In moderation, yes.
Yes.
Yeah, I would say honestly, quarantine as a whole has made my mental health a roller coaster because some days are good, some days are the shittiest days. But I think one thing that I lost in quarantine that I really had to like fight to get back was my motivation to just do things because like honestly with depression, like that's like the biggest fucking sign of depression and hurdle is just motivation. So I had to get that back, as well as having like days like specifically like Mother's Day and Father's Day just hit so hard not being with my parents this year.
Yeah.
And that's where like I took again everything that I was probably upset and anxious about, and then like FaceTiming my mom and not being able to hug her and stuff, and like same with my dad, it just like exploded. Like that was the cherry on top.
Yeah.
So that would be like down days, but then some days you think like it's looking good and you're at the top and you see that beautiful view and they're like, fuck no, bitch.
Hurl you down. Into
all the way down.
That's true.
Oh yeah.
That's fair.
No, I had the roller coaster effect too. And I think some people may not realize if they haven't, had depression or been depressed or been through a depressive episode is it's not just, this immense sadness and you're crying and all of that.
No.
It's the biggest symptom of it, at least for me, is a lack of motivation. I don't want to get out of bed. Like you said, I don't want to shower. I don't want to cook.
Yep. 100%.
And something that helped me was luckily I have Maisie and I have to walk her at least once a day,
Yes.
And to be out in the sunshine in the middle of the day with Maisie, it was, I think, very helpful because exercise in general is good and being outside and in the fresh air and the sun is good. But, she would make me. Even if I didn't feel like I wanted to, she, I had to for her because it wasn't just about me. And that was a really nice motivating factor.
Yeah.
But I've always had anxiety and panic attacks. And when I go through things that make me anxious, like journaling helps me a lot because I can write out exactly how I'm feeling. And it's not a swirl of thoughts. That's kind of how my panic attacks start, or a swirl of thoughts that kind of just get out of control. So when I put them on paper or on my phone, it kind of takes them out of my brain so I can process them a little bit better. But I was getting panic attacks. Like you guys watched me at the beginning of an episode. I was just having a panic attack and I didn't have a reason why.
Yeah, I remember that.
And, I can't write out my feelings when there's no obvious cause for it. I just kind of have to endure it. And that was one of, I think, the worst panic attacks I've had. And so that's been rough trying to figure out how to deal with that in this kind of setting,
Yes.
And so my anxiety's been through the roof, which is super fun. You know how that goes.
We love it though.
we love it.
God, I hated that.
Did you guys find anything that helped during those depressive episodes or anxious times, or anything that you either made yourself do or started doing that helped? Yes.
Not my ex, that's for sure. I had to say it.
And that's a good thing.
That is a good
That's the
thing.
tea.
I think I haven't done it enough, but the few times that I was but the few times I did go outside and go for a walk or just do that kind of thing, I noticed a huge difference in my overall mood and just how I was feeling.
Yeah.
So I think that's definitely really good. Trying to think. Oh, this wasn't specifically in those moments, but I was able to foster through quarantine, so I had 3 little baby kitties, which one of them ended up becoming mine. But that was nice because obviously they're not a dog, like they don't make you walk them all the time, but it is, a thing that you have to take care of. You have to get up, you have to feed, you have to give them medicine, you have to take them to vet appointments and do all of these things. And so it kind of gives you something,
like a purpose.
Right. It gives you something to be responsible for when you may not have anything else. So that was helpful. Friends.
That's me.
That's also been helpful.
Mm-hmm.
Like having our Bachelor Monday nights.
Oh my God, thank God for that.
And the couple game nights that we've had where we FaceTimed friends and played games and stuff. Those have all been good things that have helped.
They are very good things.
They make it feel a little more normal.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would agree, honestly, with all of that, but specifically exercising, because before I was back at work, I was running every day.
Yeah, you're
and
exercising
it just
a lot.
felt so good
Mm-hmm.
because even though you don't want to, trust me, I'm not one of those psychos that are like, yeah, exercising is fun.
I love running.
I love running. Yeah, let me get my water. Let's go. No, I'm like, oh my God, I don't want to do this. But after your run, just being outside, and like I would go with like my close friend, it was just, oh my God, it was so nice. It was just therapy I didn't have to pay for.
Yeah.
Still, you should go to therapy. You should, but
No, yeah, you should definitely.
Yes.
Oh yeah. So my friend group used to do Taco Tuesdays, and we started doing Taco Tuesdays over Zoom, and
Nice.
it turned into no one would eat tacos. It seemed like Emily and I were the only ones who would actually make and eat tacos during our calls.
Yeah.
But we would play games and play drinking games. You know, like the three of us called a couple times with our friend group and played. They made a drinking board game. It's beautiful. It works very well. And that was really nice because I don't think we would have done that had it not been a pandemic, had it not been a quarantine, as much as we should have done it anyway.
Yeah.
But that was really fun. And I actually got back into cooking, which usually that's one of the first things to go is cooking for myself because I just don't have the energy. But
Yeah.
I pulled out, old recipes and started making those again. And
I saw you were making lots of gnocchi.
yeah, so actually my friends just came over Tuesday night and I taught them how to make gnocchi, which if people pronounce it gnocchi, but that's not how you pronounce it. And You're wrong. But they're little Italian potato dumplings, essentially, that look like pasta.
They're so good.
They're so
Yeah, I would say also on top of the drinking games,
Yes.
we've gone hard in our household with drinking games.
I was going to say, how much
Elena
have you
and her
guys drank over the course of quarantine?
Well, Elena and her boyfriend made a drinking game.
We made a board game.
We made drunk Jenga.
Yep.
We made a beer pong table for my birthday.
It's beautiful.
And then one of my good friends knows how much I love drinking games. Honestly, I've grown to love them because of quarantine.
Yeah.
So she made me my own board game, like that's
birthday.
like
Really?
directed off of little sayings that I say, and like
That's
they all
so
have different
cute.
rules to them. Oh my God, it was the cutest gift I've ever gotten. It was just
It was amazing.
it was nice.
Yeah.
So yeah, basically we've become alcoholics.
Yes.
But not actually.
Mm.
Don't do that.
Yeah. And another thing that helped with the whole not feeling productive is I would make a list of things I wanted to get done every day. So even if it was, take a shower, walk Maisie, vacuum, I've started cleaning all the time.
Yep. It feels nice
And-
to cross things off that list.
Yeah, and I would write it down because actually physically checking it off, there's no better
best.
feeling. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
But that helped me.
Amazon shopping also helps.
But
What?
Shopping on Amazon.
Oh, I've
That's
done so much online
My
shopping.
dirty pleasure these
That
days.
is half
your guilty pleasure.
your dirty.
No,
my
my dirty
dirty
pleasure.
pleasure.
You don't know what I buy on there.
Well, we
It
know what
is.
you don't buy. We know what we bought for you.
Exactly.
Correct. Anyway.
It's half because of quarantine and half because of TikTok.
Mhm.
Those frickin'
Amazon
things on
purchase.
Amazon that you didn't know you needed. I have bought a handful of those things.
I bought
and
the
I'm
Chom
sure I
Chom.
will buy more.
I bought
How
the
is
chunk.
it? I need to
It's
buy one.
The best thing I've ever.
Wait,
It's
you
the
bought a
best
what?
$24.95 I've ever spent my whole life. All right, if you could give any quarantine advice, what would it be? Not wisdom, just advice.
Get a hobby.
Not crocheting.
Go outside. And
Get some
try and
dick.
have some sex.
Oh, yeah.
If you really can't, there's no way. Fucking masturbate.
Yo.
Natural endorphins that aren't exercise.
Correct. Mine would be to foster an animal. If you have a job where you're working from home or you're home,
10 out of 10 would recommend.
because old animals need love, babies need love, everyone in between needs love.
Yes.
And if you're already going to be home,
Yeah.
cats are
Adopt a
low
kid while you're
key.
at it.
No. Not like
do
a
that.
human child, but like a fur baby. I thought about fostering, but we live in an apartment and Emily would be mad at me.
Yes.
Not mad, but
Yeah, if you're totally able. If I could have fostered a dog, I would have.
Bro, we
Yeah.
were talking about it. We would want to foster like one of the old boys.
oh
Yeah.
my gosh. I'd have to get a middle-aged one because
Yeah.
Maisie's too high energy.
Yeah.
No, my advice also would be I agree with both of them, but I would also add use this time to call your fucking family. Just if you aren't doing it now, you were not doing it before. So start now, kids.
Now is the time to seize the day.
And use condoms.
Yeah. Oh yeah, use condoms.
Use protection.
Well, my roommate has a YouTube channel and she actually released a video about, things to do during quarantine or, how to feel better during quarantine. I don't remember the title. I watched the video though. And
I watch all of her YouTube videos now.
Yes, same. But it was something that I heard early on and something that she talks about is if you're not productive 100% of the time, it's okay.
Yeah.
Especially with your job. If you think about it, you would take breaks during the day. You would take a break for lunch. You would chat with your coworkers. You weren't working from the moment you arrived at the office to when you left.
Yeah.
So, don't put that same pressure on yourself now.
Mm-hmm.
And just if you have the privilege of being able to, take advantage of this time to take a little look-see at your life
Yeah.
and, at things that you want to change or habits you've developed that you want to keep or get rid of. And, yeah, that was all I had for
Wow.
Good job, quarantine.
my part.
The Big Q.
Quarterback.
That has to be the name of the episode.
Quarterback. The big Q.
Okay.
Questions?
Sounds like an STD or something.
And it's a game time, ladies.
Dun, 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 dun. Ba, ba, da, ba. Is that the WWE?
You
Theme?
asked that in the last episode. I was just
I still
editing
don't
it,
have an
and
answer.
you go, I'm pretty sure I just sang the WWE theme song.
I still don't have an answer.
All I know is it's the one that we've sung the past few episodes, so we have to keep singing it now.
Oh, okay. I don't want to get sued though.
I don't think they're coming after us.
Not yet. All right, Shar. What's our game that it's definitely a game and not a game?
No, it's quarantine questions.
So exactly what I did, but the second half.
But this is like rapid fire.
No, this is rapid fire. We hope it's going to be
Yeah,
rapid
it's
fire.
not
It
gonna be
never
rapid
is.
fire.
Lady, we can't do rapid fire.
We didn't know how to create a game for this topic that
Ring
wasn't
of fire. Okay,
I know.
wow, we're getting really
She
off
was
topic.
like,
Okay.
all of the mental health questions are really sad.
Yeah. It's like we're either going to be insensitive or just really depressing the whole time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, quarantine questions, ladies. Worst outfit you've walked out in public during quarantine? I know
Big
mine.
old
I'm waiting for you
t-shirt.
guys.
And shorts that didn't look like shorts, like spandex. So it looked like I wasn't wearing pants.
I was going to say that's probably about mine too.
I was actually wearing this t-shirt, which goes down to about my thighs.
Oh,
No
yeah,
bra.
hey, you're welcome.
My stoner sweats that are indeed see-through. Birkenstocks
Uh-huh.
and my mask and my big ass. They're called like cats or whatever.
Cat eye sunglasses.
Yeah, cat eye sunglasses.
That's a look.
And a fucking greasy, messy bun. And I go into Publix and I see someone that I know, and the first thing he asked me, and he goes, "Are you hungover?"
On life.
On this
That's how
quarantine
bad
business.
I looked. That's really how bad I looked. All right, longest you've gone without leaving your house?
Like walking outside to walk Maisie or going to another
like
location?
genuinely getting in your car and having a purpose to go somewhere.
Probably 7 days.
I think mine's maybe 3.
Mine's 3.
Actually, no, that's a lie. Because Emily would take me to Starbucks every day. So probably 2 to 3 days.
Mine's definitely 3 because I remember early on in quarantine, I remember saying either to you or someone, I was like, I have not left the house in 3 days. And I remember walking outside to go to the grocery store or
No, I
something.
remember you were like,
I was like, I haven't been outside. I was like, it feels
like,
so
That's what the air
weird.
feels like.
because I usually drive, and she was like, no, I think I'm gonna drive. I gotta run my car.
Oh, yeah.
again."
I was like, you got to give Carol a little,
Little
Gotta
juice.
make sure she's still running,
Yeah.
kicking.
get her some exercise.
Keep her endorphins up.
Longest you've gone not wearing a bra?
Oh my god, the
I
whole
don't wear a
quarantine.
bra ever. The only time I wear a bra is to work, and I wear sports bras.
Yeah.
I'm not wearing one right now.
When was the last time you wore a bra?
Like a real bra? Could not tell you. Genuinely. I could not tell you. I either wear like really thin bralettes or sports bras.
I would say the longest I've gone not wearing a bra is like 2 days tops.
But our
Well, you
boobs are
have
very
big old
different.
juggers.
Our boobs are very different.
Mine are
Yes.
medium, and Elena's are fun size.
Yeah, we're like on the spectrum. Although I've gained some weight, so they have a little bit more oomph to them, but they're still
Ooh,
quite
can't wait to
small.
touch them.
Can't wait to squeeze you.
You meant around the middle, and I meant just the front.
Wait, what's the longest you've gone, Emily?
Without wearing a bra?
Yeah.
All of quarantine. The whole thing.
Damn. Fuck you.
I didn't wear a bra until my friends came over for the first time after quarantine. And it was a sports bra, so it doesn't even count.
There you go.
All right, get ready for this one.
I'm ready.
Worst
wait.
encounter you've had with a stranger during quarantine.
Oh, I work at a restaurant.
There we go.
People are assholes.
That's it?
You wanna elaborate?
Yours?
Where do I begin?
what would I? Wow.
Just a whole lot of people. So we have signs on our door. In Florida right now, it is mandatory to wear a mask inside of any public building.
Mm-hmm.
It's just, you just have
Same
to.
in Nashville.
Everyone should know about it.
Yeah.
So we have signs all around the outside of our restaurant and all inside that say masks are mandatory to enter, you know, like, let's stay safe. Thank you for your cooperation, blah, blah, blah. So I cannot tell you the number of people that I have watched because our entire restaurant is windows. They walk up, stop in front of the door, read the sign, and then walk into the restaurant without a mask on. And we stop them at the host stand and we say, sir, ma'am, whatever, do you have a mask? You're required to wear one inside, you know. And they, oh, no, I don't have one. Bitch!
Can you read? I can't read.
I
First of
know
all, how do
you
you
just
not
read
have a
that fucking
mask
sign and
in
then you walked
quarantine?
your ass in
Or-
here knowing you didn't have a fucking mask. And then we have to give them masks because we have them. And
No,
then-
I had
no, I'd send
Elena
them
and
home.
Elena and I work at the same restaurant, and the worst thing I think I've ever seen is, so this dad comes in and he's like, he asks like, do you have a wait? And I was like, no, I have a table outside for you, blah blah blah. He's like, great, I'll grab my wife and kids. And I was like, do you have masks? And he was like, yeah. And I was like, sweet, good. He grabs them. I see him coming up. He opens the door, and this woman, like, he has a mask on, the kids have a mask in their hand, and the woman has a mask in her hand. And I go, I'm gonna need you guys to like put your mask on when he comes in. He's like, sweet. And she goes, I'm not doing that. She's like, we're sitting outside, I don't need to wear a mask. And literally I was like, well, if you want to eat here, you have to wear a mask.
Yeah.
And she was like, I'm not doing that. The state of Florida says, and I literally go, the state of Florida says anything with a roof on it, you need a mask. I go, there is a roof outside.
Yeah.
And then she goes, I'm not eating here. And I'm like, good day.
Good.
Good day. Good day.
Yeah, just a lot of people like not wanting to wear masks or wanting to move the tables to be where they want to be when we have to have the table 6 feet apart. So it's like you can't move the table, and they're like, well, why not? I'm still far enough away from that table.
Let me get my fucking tape measure.
Yeah.
Another one I had was actually recently. I like rarely go to Publix anymore because people are just annoying at Publix.
Yeah.
But it was $5 sushi, so you gotta go.
Yeah.
So I'm waiting to get my fucking sushi, and this woman is taking years. Like, I had 2 things to get: sushi, strawberries. I swear to God, I got those things faster than this woman picked up a dish. Okay, so I'm like, fuck this. Okay, and I go and I'm like, excuse me, ma'am, and I go and I get my sushi. This woman like backs up into her cart because she stupidly put it behind her while she was picking sushi. God knows why. Bumps into her cart and then has the audacity to go, well, that's not 6 feet, is it? And I was so done with the day that my response was literally, I just started laughing as I walked away. I did not say English to her whatsoever.
That's so funny.
Oh, God, I hate people. Anyway, that was mine.
I guess, like, my only quarantine story would be when it was pretty soon into quarantine, like middle of March, and 2 of the other women that were in the same position as me at my old job, we all met up to get coffee and just talk about it all because we had all been let go. And it was just so strange walking around this usually crowded part of Nashville. It was totally empty, and we were just processing what had just happened to all of us. And that's kind of when it set in about how, you know, serious all of it was.
How many shows have you finished?
Ooh. Well, I started rewatching a bunch of old series that I used to binge, so like Supernatural and Criminal Minds, and
good ones.
but they're like 100 seasons long, so I haven't finished either of them. But you know, Tiger King was at the beginning of quarantine. That was so strange. It feels like a lifetime
I
ago.
haven't watched that.
Does feel like a lifetime ago. That's
But I've
crazy.
watched so many movies and TV shows. I'm currently binging New Girl, which is why I've started talking like Schmidt.
The question was, how many have you finished?
A lot, Charlotte. A lot. Okay.
I've only really finished in terms of shows Tiger King and Queer Eye.
Too Hot to
Oh
Handle?
yeah.
Oh, and Too Hot to Handle and Love Is Blind.
Yeah, I did Love is Blind, Too Hot to Handle, and that's it.
Yeah.
I'm about to finish
Avatar: The Last
Vampire
Airbender. Ooh.
I'm working on it.
I'm gonna rewatch that pretty soon.
But I've also watched almost every criminal documentary
Ooh, those are good.
on Netflix that has come up in the past 6 months.
Have you been watching Unsolved
No.
or
I'm
whatever it's
talking-
called?
I'm talking like the Jeffrey Epstein one.
Ooh, you did watch that?
Yes, the frick, what is his name? Anyhow, all of those types of things, which are I wouldn't consider them shows, but they do them as like series. So, whatever.
How many times have you masturbated in a day?
Like during quarantine
Yes.
specifically.
Correct. Once.
I'm still at
Once. Yeah, once.
Gosh, we need to step up our game.
Yeah.
Well, no, I had a buddy for most of it, so
I mean, so did I, but it's still no excuse.
sorry. I'll be better for you.
Like, hey, babe, can you leave for like 30 minutes?
I have to up my count for the girls, you know?
How many times have you had fast food in a day?
Oh my God.
All 2 meals. All 2 meals of my
Yeah,
day.
I think twice for me. Maybe 3 times, but at least twice.
Mine
Yeah.
only once.
Well, the most, my roommate has a Starbucks addiction. And she was telling me, yeah, I've only been, you know, at max 2 times in one day. And I was with her on the day that she went to Starbucks 3 times in one day. And the reason she doesn't go more is because she has Starbucks coffee here, you know, the kind you buy from Publix.
Yes.
And she was like, okay, you know, I've gone 3 times today, but I deserve it. And I'm like, yes, you do. Thank you for taking me with you.
That's funny.
How much have you drank in one day? This is gonna show.
I
how
had
low
at
alcoholic
least
I am.
9 White Claws in a day. I finished a bottle and a half of wine with some friends.
It's been a lot. There
A
have been
lot.
many instances. Our game nights drank
Ooh, yeah.
a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Your birthday drank a lot. Going
Oh,
down to see
Amelie's
my
birthday.
family a lot, like
yeah.
constantly.
Yeah, my our friend Amelie, who also lives up here, had her birthday, and she made vodka gummy bears and Jello shots
I remember she
so
made similar
many.
ones for your
for our 21st
21st.
birthdays. Yeah,
They
they
were so
were
good.
delectable. They were so freaking good. I had so many of them.
Yep.
I just drink every day.
Yeah,
She- Charlotte will just be drinking a White Claw for no reason.
to stay hydrated.
In the afternoon,
Like
she'll
in
just
my
be
class,
talking to
I
me,
just, like,
sipping on a White Claw or a
White Claw.
Truly.
It's like there. It depends on the hour of the day. Like around like 4 or 5 o'clock, say after work, it's usually a seltzer or a White Claw, and then when it hits probably 7 or 8, that's when I make the vodka cranberry. Nope. Yeah, vodka cran or screwdriver. It's usually-
Oh.
Turns to the hard liquor.
Well, when I was at the beach with my family for almost a week, and I would wake up and we would head down to the beach, and I just put a White Claw or a Truly in my little koozie and go
Yep.
down to the beach at 9 a.m. And I'm
Yep.
like, no regrets. Here we go.
No regret. So basically, the answer to that question is a lot.
A lot.
Yeah, a lot. I can't count.
How much have you smoked in one day?
I
Well-
told you guys there was a couple days where I was high from when I arose to when I unarose.
Mm-hmm.
Laid back down.
A lot. I know of at least one day where I was high most of the day.
420.
Yeah.
Oh my god, yeah, we jumped on a FaceTime call and we
gonna
all
say, let's-
smoked
We
together.
started that shit
Let's
at
remember
like 12:30
that
or
420
1.
happened during all of this BS.
Hey, that's
and
one
then
thing to
the
celebrate.
last one is, how long have you gone without showering? This is actually really embarrassing how long I've gone.
I think 2 days, maybe 3.
Oh.
But I'm
It's
also
okay, I'm much higher than that.
So I'm gonna preface. I have my boyfriend with me, and the fact that I have him around makes me want to shower, because if I was not with him most of the time, I would probably go a ridiculous amount of time. But I get self-conscious.
Mine's like a day and a half, mainly because
the fuck?
I have to walk Maisie every day and I have to like be out in front of people. So I try and shower before I go outside. And it's just, you know, another thing to check off my box.
Yeah.
So
Mine's
it makes
at least 2.
Mine's like 4.
that's
Well, I've
too
done
much.
it before.
4 to 5.
Your pH is
honestly.
way off when you
4
do
to
that.
5.
I've done
I'm
it
not gonna
before.
lie though, when I go 4 to 5 days without washing my hair is magical
Yes.
the next day.
Okay, but
Correct.
washing your hair, I don't wash my hair
Yeah.
every day, but a
No.
shower
Yeah, difference.
is different.
Shower would probably be 3 to 4, but my hair would definitely be 4 to 5.
Oh, but no, not washing your hair doesn't mean that you.
No. That's
How many
different.
how many days did you go between washing your body? Pits and slits.
3 to 4.
Mine's 2.
Mine's a day and a half to 2.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the show.
Wow. Thanks
Wow,
for
good
coming, Cartoon
job.
Talk.
Hits fucking pen.
All right, y'all. Thanks so much for listening. You can find us on Instagram at Babes and Bad Decisions and on Twitter at BABD Podcast. Email us at babesandbaddecisions@gmail.com, and you can now also find all of our episodes and videos on our YouTube channel. Just search Babes and Bad Decisions Podcast. If you like us and want to support us, please take the time to rate and review us on Apple Podcasts, and check out our Patreon at patreon.com/babesandbaddecisions. All right, Em, what's our outro phrase for today?
Becoming more of an alcoholic during a global pandemic. It's way more likely than you think.
Honestly.
Honestly.
Go to
All right,
therapy,
guys.
kids.
Yeah, go to therapy, please. This episode
your
should just be
therapists.
called Go to Virtual Therapy.
Tip your therapist.
Tip your therapist.
All right, y'all. Thanks so much for listening.
Bye.
Have a good day.